we'll go through the basic chord structure of the song. It's in C major, and the intro has a similar chord, the same chord progression to the verse. We start in C major, there's my middle C, and the left hand is on C, G, right hand C, E, G. Then we move to A minor, so A, E, middle C, E, and A, that's A minor. Then down to E minor with an E octave in the bass, and then the right hand's playing B, E, and G. Then we move up to G major, G octave in the bass, B, D, G in the right hand. So I'll just play that again. When you start the verse, that repeats. And then when we get to And I Know I'm Right, we're back to C, where we started. This time we play this chord, which is a nice chord. We're playing C, G, B flat, E, and G, and adding that D in the middle, which makes it a C9 chord. And we'll resolve that to F major, so F octave in the bass. Right hand plays A, C, and F. And because we're on this chord for a little while, we're going to alternate that with B flat major, so B flat, D, and F. So if you alternate those two chords, you can get sort of a kind of a, I guess it's like a country pattern in a way. Okay. Then we move up to a G chord, but in the right hand, I'll play middle C, D, and G. So that's a G sus4, and then we'll play the straight G, which is B, D, and G, and that brings us up to C, and then back down to G. Then this leads us to a little lead-in lick to the next, to the second verse that sounds something like this. So what's played there, if you put your hand up on B and D up here, and you're going to quickly play that A as a grace note, and then play the A, the E, play the G and D together, back to the A, and then I lift my hand up and go down here to a D and G, and resolve that quickly to the E. So I'll just play that again slowly. Okay, so that's the basic chord structure. Of course, you don't just play single chords, you have to develop some kind of accompaniment pattern. You can play a straight pattern like this, where you alternate the right hand chord with one of the left hand notes. So if we're on a C major chord, you might alternate it with the G in the left hand like this. Then if we move to A minor, we might alternate that with the A in the left hand like this. Move to E minor, alternate it with that E here. In a bit more of a lilting pattern, which is what I heard the other day, like this, where you're sort of alternating in a different rhythm. And you could use a combination of the two, so when you get to the lead into the chorus, you could start playing it more straight. The second verse obviously has the same chord structure. When we get to the end of that, we arrive back at the C. There's a little bridge, I guess. For that, we start going down here, which is a G major chord, but on a B bass. So your left hand will be playing B here, G right hand will just be on a straight fourth, the D and the G, so it's fairly sparsely voiced. You can alternate that like this. And then we go to B flat major. It's a nice sort of sudden change. So in your left hand, you've got B flat, F. In your right, you're staying on that little fourth there, just sort of, so that's a B flat major 6, I guess. And if you use that B flat with your right hand to alternate, then you can keep that accompaniment pattern going like this. Then we move to D. So your left hand will be playing D and A in the bass. Your right hand will be playing D, F sharp, and alternating with that C. So that's a D7 chord. And then we move to G. And then back again to that B flat major with the 6th chord. This time we move to A major, so we're playing A, E, C sharp, E, A, and you can use that A there to alternate. And that moves up to D. So D, A, D, F sharp, A. If you want here, you can alternate that straight D major chord with the seconds. So play D, E, and A, and move back to the straight D major like this. Okay. So on the recorded version, there's a few more chords, but often when it's played live, they're not played and it goes straight back to the C major. It would cause me pain, that bit. So here, you could probably be more simple or even wait on the chords. It would cause me pain if we were to end it. I could start again. You can depend on it. So when it gets to you can depend on it, we actually move to F and then to G. To G, and you could probably use that same sus chord, and then it's the chorus for one last time. For the first time in life, that's why I tell you, you better be home. Now instead of going up to the C, we go to A minor at the very end. To D major, and for this chord you can go sort of broaden it out a little bit, play the D octave in the bass, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, add in the C there, so that makes it a D major 7 chord, and then we go back to F, that's why I tell you, up to G, you better be home, and C. And to finish it, usually I hear like they move to the 4th chord, the F major and back. So you start with your straight sort of C major chord, and then in your left hand you can move up to the A, and your right hand will play C, F, A. And you can do that little sort of thing that was in the lick midway through. So that's the basic pattern. You can improvise, I guess, a little bit more than that. I'm kind of doing it fairly simply to start off with. Okay.